good.
And we are back.
Mike.
Welcome to another episode of The Kingdom. We'd like to welcome all of our guests, our listeners. Oh my God, what's happening here now? Rumble again. I forgot to. Sorry, Rumble. Not that you'll ever see this now, but I screwed up the Rumble thing. Anyways, glad to have you, YouTube. Welcome all of our listeners, viewers, live and otherwise, from across this beautiful country of ours, Manitoba, Sask, Alberta, BC, all the way up to the Rock in Newfoundland, and anybody else across this world who might be tuning in tonight. We got a good show tonight. We're talking about some local knowledge. We're picking some courses that we're going to be covering for the year. New segment here. I think it's going to be really good for the show. And we will be back in exactly 30 seconds.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kingdom. As always, my name is Drums, and I'm joined by the brothers behind King Golf, Regan and Jorn Headley. As we always do, we send it up north first, see what's going on with our boy Reg. Reg, are you healthy?
Boys, the last episode I was talking about how things were trending in the right direction. I was habit stacking, getting some stuff done, getting productive, and I texted you guys this during the week this week, and I told you guys it was good that we finished the episode when we did. I have never been as sick as I was from Wednesday night to Monday morning. I didn't leave bed for 4 days. I was either absolutely freezing, and then I'd get on like a heat pad and a heated blanket, and then I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up half an hour later, absolutely drenched, and then start the cycle all over again as soon as the pills wore off. It was just like the worst 4 days ever, probably. And I'm going to be coughing a lot tonight. So
Were you puking? Oh.
I didn't puke, no. It was just honestly just a fever and a wicked cough the whole time.
It's definitely going around. That sounds very similar to what we had over Christmas, although we definitely were puking for quite a few days. But yeah, absolutely just drained. Like you said, fever, hot, cold, couldn't get out of bed, just dying.
Yeah, I only yacked a couple times, and it was from coughing so hard that I puked a couple times, but nuts.
They get it out of you.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So you missed a couple hockey games then?
A little better. Yeah, I was supposed to go to the Jets game Saturday and Tuesday, and I didn't go to either of them, so too bad. So, yeah, I was looking forward to that, but it's the way things go, I guess. I'm going to take it as sorry.
I was just going to say, it's not a terrible time to be stuck inside.
Yeah, exactly. Because that was the Wednesday, I think, when it snowed like crazy, was it?
Yeah.
And then I never went outside till Sunday, I think, Sunday evening. And I was like just blown away. It was so cold outside, and like this, like we got more snow after that. Like there's drifts on our roof right now, like 4 feet tall. Like it's nuts here, man. It is winter.
It's crazy. Thomas, how are you holding up, buddy?
Top of the evening to you, ladies and gents. Reggie said it best. It is winter. We said we were in the dead of winter last week. I think we're in the dead of winter now. You don't really understand how dead it is right now until you're in it. Holy shit. I think we're also pretty spoiled for the first part of winter that this just kind of snuck up on us. So we went from like the most perfect winter of all time to like minus 40, 4 feet of snow, just worst case scenario. And I wish usually I would say but right now, but there is no but. It's just
yeah, like right now it's at that time when it's like you finish work and you start your car 10 minutes before, and you get in your car and you drive home as fast as you can just to get inside because it's so bloody cold out that you don't even do anything. Like, what a waste of whatever the time it is right now. But it's a good time to just, I guess, recover and get ready for the next few weeks.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we got. I'm heading to Mexico actually in 4 days, so we won't be having a Kingdom next week, but we got a wedding there.
Nice. Yours or
Not my wedding, no. One of Bridges' friends. So we're heading to Tulum and get to play a little bit of golf down there. Going to play, I forget what the course is called, but I think it's the PGA one down there. So it's pretty expensive, but it'll be good. Not bringing my clubs. This is the first trip I think that I've ever not packed my clubs. I don't know. I probably
what
should.
are we betting?
On
You
what?
get TaylorMades or you getting Callaways?
Well,
I'd say TaylorMades.
I was
I'd
thinking
say
like,
TaylorMades too.
what are those old ones from Tour Edge? Some Walmart
No,
ones?
No. These places, every time you go to these places, it's usually Callaway or TaylorMades.
Although that one place that stole my money in Mexico, those are some shit clubs, man. Remember I was hitting 9-irons like 190 yards because they're such fat cavities on
Nothing wrong with that.
You like them
I
fat,
know.
but not your cavities, eh?
them.
No, it'll be good. I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. I haven't been to Mexico for like probably since 2017, maybe. So quite a while now. But it'll be nice. We kind of picked the perfect time to go, honestly, because mom and dad left that last weekend. They got stuck in Regina for 3 days because the planes were too cold. Couldn't de-ice them.
There was
Too
a
cold
lot
to-
of that,
Yeah.
and I've never heard that before.
Neither have I.
That was also not the coldest week I've ever experienced in my life. So I don't know
Not even close.
if it was a culmination of the fucking door flying off that plane while they were flying or what the story was. But I didn't buy all these flights getting
cold.
canceled at the same time because of the cold.
Yeah, like we're in Canada.
Yeah, we've
This
been
is
here before.
what
I've been on a
happens.
flight before.
This is what happens every January
Yeah.
since
So I don't know.
dinosaurs roam the earth. So, anyways, we'll take off. We'll go away for a week. It'll be nice to hang out on the beach. And the thing I'm looking forward to most, obviously, other than the golf, is just like
Relax.
just not worrying about things and just like having a drink and not having to worry about what's for lunch, what's for supper. Just show up, eat some food, drink some drinks, and have a good time. So, looking forward to it. Drums. What's up in the Weed City?
Like you, man, I don't think I've been on a trip anywhere outside of Canada in the same timeline since 2017. I don't know if the world still looks like it does back then. I've like a brand new baby going on a trip. I'd be the exact same way.
Yeah.
So have a blast, man. But I'm with you. Every time now we go on vacation, it's more of a shit show than not being on vacation. So
Yeah.
I'm with you. Just a relax on a beach. Someone bring me a drink. Someone bring me food. I'm not moving for a week.
Yeah.
Jealous. Enjoy it, buddy.
Thank you.
Same thing here, boys. Just trying to white knuckle it through the cold. Like Reg said, straight to work, straight home, in the shower, warm up, and then hit the couch for the next 4 hours to do absolutely nothing.
What a life.
We've got Luca's birthday party this weekend, so we're kind of slowly gearing up for that. He's quite excited, has been talking about it for 3 weeks. And then we had, he started his swimming lessons last weekend. So we're in the middle of that kicking off. We actually went to the Y on Sunday. We just didn't have anything to do. We can't do anything outside. So we thought, let's go to the Y. We'll go swimming. It was -7 inside at the Y. Like it was nuts. It was so cold. I couldn't get warm. Like I'm shivering like a leaf. And then you go to get in the hot tub and there's 3 or 4 kids sitting with their toes in the hot tub playing video games, like with PSPs in their hands. I was ready to just start kicking people. So I had to go sit in the steam room for a bit, and then I had to leave or I was going to lose my mind. So
What's a PSP?
Whatever, like the handheld
Oh yeah,
PlayStation games. I don't think those actually exist anymore. I don't know what they play.
PlayStation Portable.
Yeah,
I think they
still
probably
got Game Boy?
Nintendo Switch.
DS or Switch, whatever the hell they're called.
I think Switch is the one you can use like like on a system.
You can put it on the
or
TV.
You could take it and
Yeah.
go wherever with it.
Remember Pokemon on Game Boy?
Mm-hmm.
Those were some good days. Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Silver.
I missed the Pokemon phase. I don't know how
Pokemon Teal.
I got out of that one.
I miss Teal.
Did you guys play the?
Maybe
I think
just
it's
made that
like
up.
it still exists, but the Pokemon Go, is that what it's called?
Yeah, we didn't get into that. We used to play Pokemon cards though.
Yeah, a lot of them.
We're nerds. That's okay. Okay, what should we start with tonight, boys? The cheers?
I can throw cheers out.
So this is tonight's show. Well, I mean, the reality is right now, there's not a whole lot happening in the golf world. So we're trying to kind of keep things going here. We'll have next week off. But really what we're doing here is kind of ramping up for the whole year. So we're going to be talking about the local knowledge tonight. That's a new segment on the show. We're going to be doing a draw. It's going to be live from the hats. It was kind of kind of a rush job, but that's okay. We got about, I don't know, I'd say 30, 35 courses in the draw. We're going to pick 18 of them. 2 of them are going to be wild cards. So we want to try to get as many courses as we've played before, just so the conversation can be a little bit more productive, I guess you'd say. And then we'll pick 2 wild cards that we've never played before, and hopefully we'll try to get out there this summer. That's the idea. So until then, we got the cheers, we got some around the greens, and then we'll round things out with Reggie's stroke saver tonight. So Reggie, who we cheersing tonight? I should mention before we get into it, speaking of cold, this Guinness took about 2 minutes to pour because it was ice cold in the garage. That's how cold it is out there. And the pipes above the garage also are in some danger right now. The sink's not running, so the heater's blasting in there. We're trying to. It's nuts, man. It is so.
That's my
cold.
room. I need that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, Reggie, who we cheersing?
Cheersing Tommy Fleetwood. He was such a gentleman for letting Nick Taylor win the Canadian Open last year that he got his this past weekend. Unfortunately, it was beating Rory by 1, but it's good to see Tommy win. It's always good to see him. Everybody loves Tommy. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Tommy.
Absolute cheers. Is he the best non-PGA Tour winner?
He's got to be up there.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anybody else in that place.
Definitely a favorite.
It's good shit. I mean, there's guys that I kind of go back and forth on in the PGA. Like some guys, I like them for a while, and then they do something stupid, and it turns me off for a while. But with Tommy, I don't think I've ever seen anything bad from that guy. Like, he's such a classy guy, good golfer. His putters really let him down, I think, throughout his career, which is kind of shitty because he is one of the best iron players in the game. Hits the ball a ton, but he's always struggled with his putting, and he's never been able to get there. So putting comes and goes. Maybe his next chapter in his life here, he'll make some more putts. And I mean, it seems to be working. Whenever his putter's working, he's winning golf tournaments. So cheers to Tommy. Cheers to Stinky Steve in the house tonight.
Big cheers to Tommy. That's a tough 3-putt from 2 feet.
Roars?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
literally just, here you go. Have this tournament if you like.
What hole was that on?
16, something like that.
Was it really? I didn't realize it was that deep in the round.
Close to the back, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Speaking of 2-footers, Foxy was texting me on Sunday because Murray made like a 38-footer to win. And somebody missed he said like a 2-foot putt to lose. Shit, give me 1 sec here.
We'll give you a sec.
I can't think either. No, I was thinking of the last tournament.
How's everybody? Rumble's not here tonight, but YouTube is here. Steve-O's in the house tonight. But how's things where everybody's watching from? How's the snow? How's the weather? How's everything? How's the winter? How's everybody doing? It's pretty tough to keep spirits high every day in and day out.
Ben on, I think it was.
Ben on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And Rory did put his tee shot in the water on 18, yes. But whatever.
Tough to see.
Yeah, it's only golf tournament.
It's only golf. He's got enough monies. Got enough dubs. Good for Grayson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Drummy, let's kick things off here. Let's get into the golf. You had a nice little list there. What's going on in the golf world this week?
I am just going to pull up AC's timeline here. So he tees off. Actually, I think it's in a couple hours here, which will be. I get melted when he posts 2 different times. So for us, I think it's 2:30 a.m. And then it'll be for tomorrow. It'll be 10:10 p.m. So for us, he packs 2 rounds into a day, and kicking things off. Where are we? He's back in Dubai, the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. So this is a big one. So hats off, little cheers to him, and good luck, buddy.
Oh, this is a really big one. This is one of the Rolex series, right?
Yeah, this is a huge one. So the DP World Tours has started to do some elevated events as well. Bigger purses, smaller fields, that type of thing. A little further to the Tommy Fleetwood win. Tommy beat the last place player by 72 strokes. Now, this tournament allows all players to compete for all 4 rounds. And a gentleman by the name of Kngdom shot an opening round 87, then a couple 82s, finished out with an 86. So quite a difference. Like, can you imagine a 75 shot difference? And I'm not even like shitting on this guy's scores. Like, that's not bad considering.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever heard of this gentleman. But it turns out there's a little context to it. He is the director of The Grove. Is that what?
Yeah, MJ's course.
Yeah, Michael Jordan's course is called. So between either Michael Jordan making a call, and I did see some stuff online that the guy from Live was quite involved in getting him over there for whatever the reasoning being. But absolutely crazy that as an elevated event, he would have had to take somebody out of the event, right? It wasn't just a sponsor's exemption, kind of a bullshit tournament. But this guy to go and fire the score he did while taking away from somebody that's probably needing to make that money is probably a kick in the dick to a lot of guys. So, but it is a wild story that this guy that nobody knew who the hell he is. Everybody was wondering what is happening. This guy's shooting 87 in an elevated event. Why is he there?
You see Eddie Pep's tweet?
Yeah,
he's just pissed, hey, because he
rattled as he should.
He was. I noticed like Cockrell was fifth on the alternate list for last week, and Pepperell was like I noticed when I was looking at the list that he was like 5 or 6 below him. It's kind of funny, man. Like,
Pepperell's still golfing.
Pepperell,
yeah, he plays over there.
He's a Twitter weapon, man. God, he's funny.
Michael Block, the Block Party is back in action this week. Our boy Mike gets another sponsor's exemption to play this week. So we'll see if he capitalizes or if it's just another drawn-out portion of 15 minutes. I know you guys didn't catch it yet, but the 4Play Tiger Woods crossover video, pretty cool video. Just watching a bunch of guys that started a podcast. All of a sudden now they get some interaction with their all-time favorite person in the world. Just the joy that these guys had. It was about 15 minutes. They had Tiger. They each hit a shot for him. He gave them a few pointers. And then he pulled out the off the knees drive for a little contest at the end. He's a big rigs guy, huge rigs guy, loves rigs. So
that sucks.
We might have to turn our thoughts on rigs around here. And
no, we don't.
With Tig.
Rigs suck shit.
And then he kind of ended it was a mini range session, I guess. But he,
Boomer.
yeah, nobody loves Riggs. I'm with him.
Boomer
Ended it with
hates
some good
Riggs.
stories about caddies. So he was talking about Joey, Stevie, Fluff at the end too. So it is a good video. It's definitely worth watching Tiger do anything for 15 minutes. So everybody can take a peek at that one.
I saw when he was giving Trent those pointers.
Yeah.
He was just hitting some shitty golf shots.
Just hitting so bad.
Trying to do what Tiger's telling him to do.
When Tiger comes out of hops off his cartons coming up to the boys, he's talking shit to Riggs and then daps Riggs up, big hug. He gives Trent the hand to go for a handshake, and Trent just grabs him and gives him a bear hug. And then so Trent's pissing himself about it afterwards, right? He's like, he went for the handshake. I didn't give a shit. I was getting that hug out no matter what. And then what's the other one? Borelli's like, I almost broke his hand. I didn't know what I was doing. He like went to go in for the hug, but Tiger didn't. So he like clapped his hands super hard. But exact same thing like I would be. Absolute nervous wreck. Borelli's like, I've puked 4 times this morning just getting here, like just absolute chaos.
Well, that would be like, imagine that, man. Holy.
Pissed my pants.
Oh. Crazy.
Early favorite from ESPN this week, Mr. Tom Kite. ESPN showed a graphic with Tom Kite as the heavy favorite to win this week. Unfortunately, somebody mixed up names between Tom Kite and Tom Kim. But it was pretty funny seeing I'm wondering what bookies were like getting insane bets at that point because of whatever they saw on ESPN. Yep, I'm putting 100 down for this 75-year-old man who's not competing to win the tournament. So that's good.
He plays once a year in the Masters.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a time when they showed Sonny? They mixed up, or maybe Siwoo.
Siwoo, yeah.
They got the wrong Korean guy.
They're trying to show Siwoo, I think, and they put Sonny, I think it was.
I think so.
Oh God, that's funny. Tom Kite though, is the favorite. That's gotta be one of the best ever.
Tom Kite, have you ever seen the Tom Kite video? I think it's at the Masters in like 1992 or something like that. But he hits a tee shot, and it's basically a shank, and he just drills a patron, and they're like 20 yards away from him, but he just like skull fucks this thing right at them. It's amazing.
Tom Kite, man, I might look up some Tom Kite stuff tonight.
Also this week, this one is not as good a story. The unfortunate news that Brandel Chambly is stepping into the booth for NBC coverage this weekend, and people are suicidal online. They're boycotting. I have a feeling this will be a one and done, because I legitimately do think there will be people that usually tune in no matter what the tournament is that will turn it off when this clown's on TV.
Yeah, I think they're pretty desperate. They're trying to find somebody, right?
I can't believe he still has a job there, honestly. Like,
boy, he doesn't work for NBC. He works for the Golf Channel. Like, he's kind of hidden at that point. But yeah. Offer Kiz a couple mil. He'll gladly drop out of playing golf, I think, and just do this.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. Oh, I retweeted it, but my favorite response to that was, I hope we get a 3-hour lecture on Saudi Arabia because the 500 hours he has lectured on it isn't quite enough.
Right.
Dipshit.
Yeah.
He's probably the most hated man in golf right now.
Definitely. I think he, without a doubt, is. Like, it's only him and Patrick Reed that people definitively is collective hate.
True.
Yeah.
And Riggs.
Man, I'm with Boomer with that comment.
Boomer in the chat says, put Brandel and Riggs on an island without cameras, mics, or internet and do the game a favor.
Nice, Boomer.
Reggie, you might be a little more familiar with this one, but Amazon today purchased Bally Sports.
Yeah, I
So
saw that.
they were the ones who would have the regional coverage for all the NHL games. Previously, like when you'd go to the NHL app, you'd have 18 channels to choose from, and each team would have a channel. They'd show their games, whatever the case would be. Bally's went kind of belly up over there, and Amazon stepped in, as they do. Amazon is going to become the go-to place for sports. I think they're on a strong track there. They have a lot of coverage with NFL. They're going to continue to gather games. I think there's a couple games a week or a couple games a month NHL that they show on there. So they're testing something. They're going to get something sorted out. This is probably a big play into moving further into the sports world. But I have a strong inkling that that is where either Live itself or whatever the collective group
Will end up.
PGA Live is where they end up. I hope that's where they end up, because the possibilities with like the Amazon app are kind of endless, in that you can do so much more with just an app than you can with just coverage on TV. So moving it away from a specific channel into, if they had their own app that they worked correctly, would be the best case scenario. But if it's on the Amazon app and you got to watch it on there, that's probably the best we're going to get for a while.
Yeah.
How long is cable TV going to be around, we think? What's the pool on that?
I was reading something the other day that on average, the North American household spends more currently on TV than when you had every channel on the satellite package, because Netflix is $15, Amazon's $15, Crave is $28. Like
TV itself is $5,000.
Everything that you include together just adds up to
the
exact same
Gold
amount.
TV's $15 a month.
Mine's 10, baby.
And it takes care of everything.
You bastard.
Need
to get in on that.
Speaking of that, Drums, you got anything else on golf?
No, but I'll throw this last one out here. I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but fans were asked to come to the Bills game on Sunday quite early. If they wanted to attend, they needed to shovel out their own seats. My question to you guys on this: how many sporting events, and what are they, would you do this to attend? If it's golf, if it's golf, you have to cut the entire course.
No, that's not comparable.
Yeah, it's
shoveling off your own seat.
Man, these people were shoveling all night long.
What? Who?
They spent like 8 hours shoveling.
Like there was fans in the stadium the whole night. Like all through the night, they had the stadium lights on. They were shoveling. Like they got absolutely piss pounded with snow.
Yeah, I saw. It was nuts. Good for them. Good for the States for finally getting some winter down there.
Bills Mafia just swoops in and cleans the stadium.
Yeah, we got this. Don't worry.
Dad joining from Cabos.
I think more question, Drums, like, what sporting event would you go to when it's winter and sit in snow to watch the game? Like people were sitting in snow on their seats. Like I couldn't do that. I don't think.
Not a chance.
That'd be miserable.
I can't last like 4 minutes outside. My feet, my hands, everything just is gone. I believe it's related to Jordan's 18th birthday, but that's a deep dive story for another time.
Well, not really. You ran home in your gitch in December.
I remember that like quite vividly.
4 feet of snow.
Remember we got home from our I had a hockey game that night, and I got home, and there's a pair of jeans like at the end of the driveway. What? Whose jeans are outside? Drums.
Yeah, me and Drums got into a little, you would say, heated debate, a little bit of a tussle. I told Drums that I hated him, and then he went home in his gitch. But
it makes sense.
There's a but there. Here we are. How many years later? 17 years later. We're still hanging out every week, so we got over it. Just Drums' extremities suffered a little bit long term.
Yeah.
Just Drums has one black foot that he can do whatever he wants to.
The Mr. Deeds foot, yeah.
Okay.
No, just one sec.
Oh, sorry,
on
Reggie, go ahead.
we were just talking about the streaming services, and
Yep.
I just have one suggestion before I forget because I want to get it out. A suggestion. You guys watch? Did you guys both watch Yellowstone?
Yeah, the
Bit of it,
first
yeah.
couple seasons.
Man, we binged that 1883 on Sunday, and we're watching that 1923 right now.
On Paramount?
Those might actually be better than Yellowstone.
Really?
I really enjoyed that 1883. Like,
That's
yeah,
with Tim
it's like-
McGraw?
yeah, it was sick. I would highly recommend watching
Yeah,
both.
maybe
of
I'll
them.
check that out.
Do you have
Yeah.
what is it, Paramount? Oh no, you're on your thing there.
Yeah, it's on the gold
Yeah.
box.
You pirates. Remember when that was illegal for forever? All of a sudden it's just not illegal
I
anymore.
think it still probably is.
Yeah, but who's gonna catch you? The TV police?
Westman Communications. They're on
Okay.
drugs.
Let's move on here. Let's do the local knowledge. We're half an hour in here. One thing I did want to point out, because I forgot to mention this when I first brought in this book, Tee Off. So basically the premise of this local knowledge is going to be the 2024 podcast YouTube version of this little booklet here. We might do a couple of the same things. I'm actually going to read these. This is from 1991, by the way. So I'm going to read these for the courses that we decide to, or that we choose randomly. But I'm going to read the backstory here. And I'm also going to tell you guys what the green fees were in 1991. And you guys might be a little bit shocked here. I'll give you guys a guess on this. So this is at Rossman Lake. This is at this time it was called the Rossburn Golf Club. So I want to hear what you guys think of what the green fees were in 1991.
For 9 holes?
9 holes.
15.
Reggie?
17.
For adults, $6.
What?
$6. For juniors, $3.
$3.
Well, do you remember growing up, like a membership was $70 for the year?
You
$3.
couldn't buy a bag of chips at Rossman Lake Golf Course right now for $3.
I was
You
just
can't buy
gonna
a
say,
water for $3.
yeah, $3.25 for water, $3 for a green fee in 1991.
That's nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whenever I'd go there for
$3.
like a long weekend, it would be cheaper for me to just get a membership for the 3 or 4
Yeah.
days that I was there.
Legit.
They were like $75 or whatever.
Drake's in the house tonight. Let me know how that PGA course is in Tulum. My mom is building a house down there. Ooh.
Big ball.
Ooh, doggy. Good thing we know Drake. We got
think
the
Reg is-
hookups.
Passing away here.
Okay, let's get to this draw, folks. This is going to be big. So let's talk this through. The idea here is that we're going to choose 18 courses. We're going to do one approximately every 2 weeks, just casually going on here while Reggie's passing away. But the idea here is we're going to do one course every 2 weeks. So that'll be what, like 32 weeks for the year. We miss a couple podcasts. We might skip one if we have a guest or whatever. But that's the idea. Every couple weeks, we're going to do a course feature on a local golf course in Manitoba or Sask. We got a couple from Sask in here. But what we're going to talk about is like the course history. We're going to send an email to all the courses and just let them know, congrats, you've won a free cruise. You've been selected by the Kngdom to be in the local knowledge thing. But we'll just say, like, send a bit of a story in. What, Reggie?
Will you play the horn at the start? Hello, this is your captain speaking.
So we'll notify them that they were lucky enough to be picked on the feature. I do think it'll actually do a lot of good for the courses. We'll put it on Instagram. We'll put it on the podcast, and there'll be a few things behind the scenes as well. But it's going to be like the course background, the history there. We're going to talk about the course record, some tips there, and we're going to rely on the locals. We're not going to try to do this all ourselves. We're going to be asking people on Instagram to send in some tips, some local knowledge from their course, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be picking at random. Reggie and Drums both have approximately what? How many courses you guys got on your list?
12. I got 12.
Reggie, you're on mute.
I think I have a few more. I think I might have like 15 or something.
Oh yeah, that's okay. So Drums is going to pick 8. Reggie's going to pick 8. And 9 each. And we're going to have 2 wild cards in there. So the idea here is that we want to have the majority of courses that we played before so we can have a good conversation about it without just relying 100% on others. So let's start with the first course. What's going to be number 1? Reggie, pick the first one here. Oh, Drums.
Yo.
I'm going to bring up this nice little spreadsheet here.
All right.
No cheating.
First off, we've got Dello.
Oh, number 1, Deloraine.
Deloraine, first overall.
Nice. And the second overall pick from Dauphin.
Oh, sorry, boys. I'm going through it here.
All right. We're just happy to have you here. We don't need a full production here. Let's just keep it rolling. Rossman Lake. Yeah, baby. There was out of 15 ballots, 14 of those were Rossman Lake.
Next up, we got Melita.
Holy Niners.
Niners on sale, baby.
Oh, one fell out.
Oh, grab it.
Bumped his head.
Elmhurst.
Helmy. Oh, okay. I got to slide that to the wild card because none of us have played that one before. So 1 wild card is gone. Drummy.
Glenborough.
Holy cow. That's our 2 wild cards.
It's a niner type of contest here.
No doubt.
Sup, nines?
That might be all the 9s that were in there, though. So the wild cards are both gone.
Bridges.
Nice. Got an 18 mixed in here. Nothing against Niners. We love the Niners here.
Dosa National.
Oh, yes. I was actually going to put them in as an automatic. I forgot to do that. So I was going to put them in because it's their 100th anniversary this year.
Dang.
Keep it rolling.
Verdon. The oldest course, Manitoba.
Nice. Love that.
Nippewa. I shouldn't confuse them that much, actually.
I'm going to say, I don't think we had Nippon in there. A little bit far.
Roblin.
Wow.
Home of Snoop.
Snoop-a-loop. And
That's
then
good.
we are headed to kill Arnie.
We're going to kill Arnie. In Ireland?
Yep.
Boisevade.
Woof. Heavy.
This one's quite unfortunate.
What?
Oak Island.
Oh, damn.
Shucks.
How could we say any more about Oak Island on this podcast? I guess we got to go out and play it to see for sure.
Clear Lake.
Nice. That'll be a fun one for the people.
WC. Wheat City.
Nice. We'll probably have to mix these up a little bit, hey? I don't know if this can be the order or not. We'll maybe go 918, 918. Reggie? You're on mute.
Gilbert Plains.
Gilbert. Nice. This is
I
a
thought
good
you guys were
season
mad
one.
that I got or something. I said it 3 times and nobody's saying anything.
2 left. You're the lucky
Oh,
dogs.
this one's interesting. Toulon.
Oh,
Homa AC
we can't do
Okay.
that.
Toulon.
We've never played it before.
I have.
Oh, is it kicked out?
I've played a few times.
Okay. Maybe we'll get some local knowledge from AC then as well. Toulon's in.
Green light.
Last one of the night.
Who's it going to be?
I'm gonna say
Who do you think it is?
Winkler.
No.
Shiloh.
Pine Ridge.
Oof.
Who?
Oh, we can't do that one either. We can't do that one.
Oh, we can. We might do a
Pine Creek.
bonus feature.
Yeah, that might be the bonus. We'll call it the boner. Last one. This is gonna be Winkler, I bet.
Birtle.
Birtle.
Town.
Wow, there we go. Birtle rounds it out. So what do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 18 courses are Niners.
Like it. That's
That is
gonna
pretty
like
good.
that. It makes it a lot easier too.
Yeah, less holes.
Mind you, we're not going there and just playing 9. But we could.
Like us showing up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably do a couple. We'll play. Unfortunately, we'll have to play Elmhurst this year.
Oh, shucks.
And Glenboro. Actually, I'm very excited to play Glenboro. They've been in a lot of chats around the Kingdom for the years. And
It's been on our list to get to since day one.
Yeah. And Dello was number 1, but Dello's now been bumped because we visited there last year. Had a heck of a time. And so Glenboro, that worked out perfectly, honestly. So good looking list. We got Rossman on there. We got Gilbert. We got Wheat City. All 3 home courses. Pretty solid. And the 100th anniversary. This worked out perfectly. Good shit.
Beauty.
All right. Reginald. What's up? You got something from the book or you got something from your head?
I'm going to read right from the book, actually.
Nice.
But I don't know. I say it every week, but this week is more true than ever before. I don't know if I'll be able to get through this or not.
Just hack your way through it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Put the listeners through pain.
Okay, so this is from my favorite book I've ever read, probably, The 4 Foundations of Golf, Johnny Sherman.
Johnny.
Unbelievable. It's I've had a tough time putting it down up until I was just about in a coma for 4 days, but I'm going to get back into it now. So this one is chapter 12 is called Better Golf is Not About Birdies. And it just says there's a terrible misconception about birdies amongst golfers, causing players to take unnecessary risks and bloating their scores. Your golf game will be better off if you can shift your mindset on what a birdie represents. Many assume that professional golfers are birdie machines. Often we'll see them make upwards to 7 or 8 birdies per round when they play well. However, when you look at their overall statistics for a season, data suggests otherwise. The best player on the PGA averages 4.5 birdies per round. A typical PGA player is averaging approximately 3.5 birdies a round. Those are extraordinary numbers. Also, tour players make most of their birdies on par 5s, where the average score is around 4.65 strokes. They average slightly above par on par 3 or par 4. When you start to take a look at ordinary golfers, the birdie disappears rather quickly. According to a study done by a popular GPS app called The Grind, which a lot of guys talk about actually for keeping score with their buddies.
Jim Carrey?
The amount of
Sorry,
Grind, yeah.
He was doing pretty good there. Sorry, Reggie.
No, I was about to start coughing anyways.
Okay.
The amount of birdies made per round starts to drop off significantly as handicaps get higher. Here are their findings. So it says a handicap between 1 and 5 makes 1.5 birdies per round. 6 to 10 makes 0.9, 11 to 15 makes 0.5, 16 to 20 makes 0.3, 21 to 25 makes 0.2. And basically, so it's just basically it talks about how to eliminate double bogeys and makes you realize how many birdies you don't make per round. So he says where all the birdies coming from, Tiger knew. And actually, you know what? I'm sorry to jump here. I didn't know which part of this I wanted to do, but I think I'll just read
All right.
the whole thing here. So it says, why is making birdies so difficult? There are a few ways to explain why a birdie is so difficult and why it shouldn't be your target score. In my opinion, there are two main reasons. One, it's hard to get close to the pin. If you remember from the chapter on PGA Tour stats, most tour players average about 20 feet from the hole with a wedge in their hand from 100 to 125 yards. For recreational golfers, those numbers are much more significant. And putting's even more challenging. If you do manage to knock your approach shot stiff, the odds are stacked against you. A tour pro only makes about 50% of their putts from 8 feet. Outside of 10 feet, it gets significantly more challenging. This book actually talks a lot about putting and how people have such high expectations for putting. And that's, he sees like the biggest reason for people chasing birdies and people thinking they should score better when really, like, everybody in the world struggles from 8 feet, like makes 50% of the putts, but people think they should make them every time. It's kind of crazy, actually. So this is what I thought was cool about Tiger. It says where all the birdies coming from. Tiger knew. If you look at where professional golfers and even low handicap players are making birdies, it's mostly on par fives. Well, I don't think there's too much that recreational golfers can learn from Tiger Woods. It's interesting to note how he did most of his scoring during his dominant run. He made sure that he never made unnecessary mistakes on par threes and par fours. He mostly strategized so that his approach shots were on the fat sides of greens, and when birdies dropped, it was a bonus because he was such a great putter. He never chased pins that were tucked in challenging spots, particularly in major championships where pars were at a premium. He uses length off the tee and iron accuracy to make a disproportionate amount of birdies on par fives. Players who felt the pressure to catch up with him had to play aggressively, make more birdies, and eventually made mistakes. Tiger's greatness goes way beyond this simple strategy, but he's been quoted multiple times that he was never needlessly aggressive. He had a plan, stuck with it, and it's no surprise that the two greatest golfers of all time, Jack and Tiger, also had superior course management skills. So it basically just says to stop trying to make birdies. Not stop trying, but don't put so much emphasis on thinking you need to make 5 birdies around, because even the pros make 5.
Why do you think people chase birdies so much?
I think, honestly, because what we talk about a lot on here is this, that when we see players play on TV, they're only showing the guys making birdies. Like, they only flip the holes of guys making birdies. So everybody thinks that that's a really good round is when you go out and make 6 birdies, but it's not reality.
For me, this is, I mean, some people might be like that. For me, and this is honestly hard to admit, it's going to sound ridiculous when I say it, but I feel like I try to make birdies so that I have some breathing room.
They talks about that in this book too a lot.
So, and what I mean by that is, like, if I'm like an 8 handicap and I usually shoot like 78, 79, and I get a couple birdies in there, then I feel like I can just have a little bit of breathing room to hit
talks a lot about that in there. Yeah. Honestly, it does.
And that's probably the wrong way to focus on it.
It says it's the wrong mindset, yeah, because you just it talks so much in this just about and it talks about how hard it is to do, but take each shot at a time and, like, not even focus that there's a par on a hole and not focus that what score you're trying to make. Just literally focus on every shot, making the best possible golf shot.
I also think, because my handicap is strictly based on men's league, that's the only time I enter scores. But we play for skins too. So whenever you're playing for skins, you're more incentivized to try to make birdies because you want to make some cash and get your name on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
So
same with men's night in general.
Yeah.
You're trying to make a birdie to win the hole because you think par's not good enough to beat the other guy. But a par on any hole is, like, good. That's a good score. And it talks it was in the next paragraph just about par fives, how if it's an easy par 5, you want to birdie it. But you also have to be on the other side of things where you got to do everything you can to make damn sure that you don't bogey that hole. Like par's the absolute worst score, birdie's a bonus.
Right.
Even if it is the easiest hole, you still have to make sure par's the worst score you get if it's the easiest hole.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, whenever you hear things like that and talk this through, you think about different holes and you can kind of see how you play it versus how you should be according to that theory. And it's much different than I think I play even.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I like that. So I guess the main takeaways then from that would be focus on the par 5, play those well, have a strategy there. Don't be firing at unnecessary pins, shoot for the middle of the green, and don't try to make every putt, just make a par. If you're on the green, try to get as close to to the hole as you can, and maybe one will go in, maybe two of them go in that round.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna make a stupid bogey. And is there anything worse than three putting for a bogey?
No.
Man, every time I think of making bogeys from 100 yards, like I think of number 8 at Gilbert, and if the pin's at the front or at the back, like you try to play a really high shot to get close to the pin at the front, or like go at the pin at the back and you end up leaving it short, or you go over the back of the green there and you're just dead.
And you got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, this might sound like a weird analogy, but especially around here, but for courses, I feel like the course designer, the course architect had these things in mind when they designed the course. They knew what the average golfer was going to do, where their drive was usually going to be, and what decisions they had from there. So they set up the course in a way to challenge the golfer. And I think about that a lot in terms of what I do every day with investments and stuff, is like you always want to be questioning yourself, because if you're doing what everybody else usually does there, you're probably going to be in the wrong spot. And I feel like you kind of have to think differently about everything, including golf, and when you're firing at pins, and because the courses are laid out in a way that most people would play and get tricked by that. So if you can kind of think about that and do the opposite almost and play things how most people wouldn't play, you might have much better results there.
Yeah.
Let the birdies get in the way.
Yeah.
Let the bodies hit the flow. Let the bodies hit the flow.
Next week's going to be fighting the war on double bogeys.
Nice. Maybe I'll do like an AI graphic of Reggie shooting double bogeys down, the war against the double bogeys. Okay. Well, we're 52 minutes in. This might be the shortest episode of the year, but that's okay. We've done 2 weeks of proof of work here. We only had one guy in the chat tonight who entered both. So we're going to give it one more week. And I'm definitely not too proud to cut the losses. If Drake's the only guy who does it in week 3, we're canceling the contest for the year. I'll move it to the 88 Sats channel if that's the case. What's that noise?
I think Drummy's microphone.
You rubbing one, Drummy?
No, it's a noise for sure. Yeah, it's pretty loud.
Okay, so one more week here. That's it. If nobody else except Drake enters, we're calling it a contest. We're calling it a year. But the idea here is that it's going to be different things to kind of like, I don't know if you want to say better your life, but just like challenge yourself and be a little bit uncomfortable for a while and do things you wouldn't usually do instead of just going home and watching Netflix every night. That's kind of the idea here throughout the whole year. But if guys aren't interested, that's totally okay. We'll call her. But I do want to. What's that?
Said we'll pull an audible then.
We'll pull an audible if that's the case. So this week, I watched a really good documentary, and I mean, with documentaries, you never know where the agenda is. But with this guy, I've watched some of his stuff before. I don't think there's any sort of agenda here. I think it's just a really informative, quick video. And so I'll leave the link in the show notes here in the description. But it's about seed oils. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the seed oils, the canola oils, and all that kind of stuff. I hadn't been, honestly. It's been totally off my radar. But I watched this documentary. It's probably 20 minutes long, 25 minutes. And it talks about, how they came to be, how bad they are for you. And I think it's worth a watch. You just watch it, you take the information in, you make your own decisions. But it is good to have information. So the documentary, I think, is called Something is Killing Us. I don't know. I'll put it in the chat or the description. So easy one. You just have to watch TV, watch the show, and we can maybe talk about it quickly next week if you guys have a chance to watch it. So
I watched one last night that was. Did you guys ever see the promos for the movie Cocaine Bear?
yeah.
I watched it.
I watched the documentary on the real story. Yesterday.
No.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, it's not like as wild as the movie, but it's along those lines. Guys were making drug drops in the middle of the night, and a bear overcame a bag and fucking got on some cocaine and had a couple days of wildness before he passed away.
wild.
That movie, we made it through like a third of it.
Yeah, I think I did 20 minutes. I got pretty banged up on it. Actually, we watched this. What was it? Strays. It's like Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx do like the voiceover for these stray dogs, but it's rated R. It's okay. It's watchable. It's pretty funny, actually.
So this documentary is called The Oils You Eat Are Slowly Killing You. It's got 90,000 views already, 1 month old. Really good, really well done, informative. And so that's the competition for this week, or the challenge, I guess you'd say. So all you got to do, watch the movie or watch the doc, take a picture, post it. Maybe that's the friction point here. Maybe guys don't want to post what they're doing. I don't know. Do you guys have any ideas? Shake it up a bit.
I mean,
we can talk off screen.
Yeah.
But I get it. I mean, I'm not too horny to be posting pictures of myself, but I mean, to win things, you have to put in a little bit of work. You can't, I'm just so tired of the bullshit online. It's like, tag this guy, like this post, win this brand new set of fucking tailor-made irons. Like, no.
All the same thing.
You got to do something. Yeah, you have to put in a little bit of work. Mm-hmm. So currently Drake's killing it. Shout out to Drake. Everybody else, no, reverse shout outs to you.
Pick it up.
I'm just joking. We're just trying to, get the most out of things
through the winter.
Yeah.
Does this have to be like a legitimate documentary, or can we do like a doc on YouTube?
No, it's on YouTube.
All right.
This is the documentary that you're watching. It's called The Oils You Eat Are Slowly Killing You. So look at the.
Oh, we're all watching that one?
We're all watching the same one.
Oh, okay, good enough.
I don't know. You might think it's dumb. It might change your life, but who knows? It's only 20 minutes of your life. You can do it.
Liz was watching a documentary on water the other day, so the oils will be a welcome.
It's pretty interesting because this kind of came to my attention about a month ago now. I saw an article online saying that like Canada was the country who brought like canola oil into cooking. Before that, it was like used as an engine lubricant. And then all of a sudden it all ties together with money because, we're trying to keep costs as low as possible to try to reduce the inflation, to make things look better. So we just make things so cheap now, and it's not good.
I did see online, I don't even know like what it was called, but it was like a AI fest where they had like all the best new AI inventions of the past year or whatever. And one of them that I saw, and I mean, you've been able to do this for years. But there was a machine that an AI robot made. Or I guess maybe not a robot, but they used AI to create this. It's a machine that turns air into water.
Saw that.
Yeah, wild.
Well,
but I've also seen like just some random dude in the States made it too.
I saw one of them
15 years ago. He did the same thing, and you never heard from that guy again.
So, yeah, I was gonna say this guy's hopefully has some good security around him,
right?
I'm pretty sure they had cars that could run on water in the early 1900s. They had
cars that could run on canola oil because it was so much easier to get than gas. and water. Yeah.
Crazy world, crazy world. Okay. Let's wrap things up. Shout out to Reggie tonight. My last drink. I'll cheers to Reggie for getting through the epi tonight.
Made it through, bud. Attaboy.
Thanks, boys.
If you guys want to have the Kingdom without me next week, go ahead. You can find a guest or take the week off. Up to you guys. But anyways, Dad's
We'll see
in
how it goes.
Cabo. George's going to be in Cabo or close to there. Looking forward to it.
Hello. All right. That's it.
Reggie's gonna
Well-
go to Cabo to see mom and dad. No, I'm not. I wish I was.
Do your parents stay there for a couple months?
They're staying there for a month. Yeah.
Nice. Beauty. Cool.
First
Well,
time
shout
ever.
out to them. Is it?
Yeah.
This my parents go second week of February, and they go for 5 weeks, I think, this time. And this is the second
Nice.
time they've done it too. Yeah. Dad said he's already got 4 rounds scheduled.
Nice.
Their buddy down there like goes and lives. I think they leave in September and come back in April or whatever.
Wow.
$12,000 each for their memberships.
What?
That's crazy.
That is
Be a
crazy.
good course then.
It is nice apparently, but I don't know. 12 G's, well, 24 G's is nuts.
Pay that in Winnipeg for a course.
Yeah, true. Okay.
$3 Rossman Lake, 1991.
That's still nuts.
That is nuts.
Well, I think we'll take it next week too, probably. Hey, Reg. But if
Yeah.
not, we will chat next week. Other than that, Jor, have a great time. You guys have a blast. We're out of here. Stay warm, everybody. Reg, get healthy or something, would you?
Right too.
We're out of here, boys.
Get off the
Love
seed
it.
oils.
Peace out. Later.
Love you, fellas.
See you, boys.